Hello, this is Zach Clark, Development and Leadership Coaching, and I want to talk with you about, on this video, the concept of a weekly scorecard approach as it relates to your development, especially as it relates to your face-to-face relationship development with people that you're challenging to have a great impact on your vision and how you move forward. Now, this is one of those topics that kind of like follow-up that people will say, well, we sort of do that here. And this is definitely one of those areas where sort of is just not going to cut it. The degree to which you can maintain this level of discipline that I want to outline for you is the degree to which you're going to really maximize the use of your time. We live in a busy, complex culture, and mostly everything that happens day to day is coming against your ability to actually lead people forward toward a vision. So systems and disciplines and habits are a key aspect of that. And while these may feel a little awkward at first, they will definitely simplify your life and maximize your use of time and energy. And all of these were really learned the hard way through trial and error, through looking at best practices that I've seen other leaders use. And these will really work, and they are things that you can do. So I'm looking forward to see how you apply these. So let's talk a little bit about this weekly scorecard approach. Basically, it comes down to, what is it here? 4 questions. 4 questions that you're asking each week. And our coaches will often be asking these as well, just to get you in the habit. So question number 1 is, in the next 6 weeks, how many slots on your calendar are blocked to be made available for face-to-face meetings? So not how many meetings do you have scheduled, but in the next 6 weeks, how many slots on your calendar are blocked to be made available to schedule face-to-face meetings? And this is going to be a number. The answer to that question is a number, and that number should be somewhere between 12 and 50. Okay, so if you're a real overachiever, it's on the higher side. If you are being diligent and disciplined, it's anywhere in that range. So it's a number is the answer to that question. Second question, how many face-to-face meetings do you have scheduled in the next 6 weeks? So now that you know how many you have blocked and available, how many of those blocks have you actually filled in the next 6 weeks? Third question, how many face-to-face meetings did you have this past week? This is a number, and you add that to your your follow-up list. So you have a number of meetings that you have blocked, available to be scheduled. You have a number for the number of those blocks that you actually have filled and scheduled face-to-face meetings in the next 6 weeks. You have a number of face-to-face meetings that you had this past week, and those individuals are added weekly to your follow-up list. And then the last question is also a number. How many people are on your follow-up list? And obviously that's a number that increases every week because you're still having face-to-face meetings. Now, a lot of times people go, well, I have so many other things to do. I'm the leader of the organization. This is hard for me to work in. I understand that. I really do. But one of the things that's getting lost in our culture is the primary work of the executive, of the leader, is to get things done through others. And so that means that the primary tactic for a leader is meetings. That is how you get stuff done. Your primary role is to not sit in front of your computer and respond to email. I'm sorry. It is to be engaging with people, helping them see the vision and have an impact within that. Development is a great way to really see this skill grow that applies to every aspect of leadership. So those are the 4 questions that weekly you have to be kind of doing a scorecard check on and tracking that. And they're very simple. The answers are all numbers. You can do this, I know. So another tool, though, in this kind of approach of discipline habits week to week is this tool called the 6x6. Now, the first person I heard talk about this was Bill Hybels, so he may have been the one that came up with it, or he may have gotten it from someone else. But the idea is that you every 6 weeks, you sit down and take time to think and pray through the 6 major projects or initiatives you want to move forward or accomplish in the next 6 weeks. So it's 6 projects in 6 weeks. It's not action items. It's 6 major things that you want to see significant, definable movement forward within the next 6-week period. And just simply take a page and write at the top of the page the date of the 6 weeks beginning and then the date of the 6 weeks conclusion. And then look at that on a regular basis. I review mine weekly during my weekly review. These are projects that you may not be the only one working on. Okay, there may be other people working on these as well, but it's your responsibility to ultimately make sure they're moving forward. So you define 6 to address in the next 6 weeks. So I'm going to give you just some specific examples here. I've got some written down from past 6x6 lists that I've had. Finalize plan for 2014 communications to donors. So we've been planning, we need to finalize it. Number 2, onboard new staff member. Number 3, establish new momentum for the organizational branding and website. Number 4, secure $1 million in new commitments from our follow-up group of prospects. 5, finalize development plan for 2014. And 6, support team implementation of community event. So as you can tell, all of those are rather large, multiple moving pieces. Most of them involve others, and a lot of moving parts and details. So to clarify that those are the 6 things that I'm going to either bring to conclusion or see significant forward progress on in the next 6 weeks. Great thing about this tool, at the end of the 6 weeks, you're going to be able to look back, see the start date, and really evaluate how much you accomplished on those 6 things. So that's a great tool to be using weekly as well. And then last tool that we really challenge you to use is what's called a model week. For some reason, this is one of those ideas that some people just love. They immediately get it. It changes their life. Others really drag their feet on implementing this. I think that most of us feel that our lives are more complicated than they really are, or that we're busier than other people, or that our work is harder, and we push back a little bit on a tool like this. But the concept is a model week calendar, where it's a calendar of 1 week that is really your perfectly strategic and intentional week. In a perfect world, if you were perfectly strategic and intentional, how you would most like to use your time as a leader. And so you take your week, and it's literally blocks of time. You have specific ongoing meetings, time for your computer, follow up your email work, phone calls, scheduling meetings, email, reading, workout, kind of your whole life blocked in chunks of time, that if you were at your best each week, that is what you would really have as a perfect model week. Right now, the reality here is that no week is going to be quite like that, but it gives you a target to schedule your time. You're pre-deciding. Basically, you're deciding in advance how you're generally going to invest your time, and then you're using that as your target to make choices or even react to opportunities in your schedule. If you do not have this tool, it's going to be hard to convince yourself really that you're being that strategic and that intentional with how you use your time. You will always be in a reactive mode to some degree. So having a tool like this is what really takes you out of that. So I encourage you to use these tools that we're talking about here, that you have the weekly scorecard questions, that you have the 6x6 in place. I'd encourage you to teach the rest of your team, even your volunteers, to think about this very powerful tool. And then thirdly, the model week. Now, as you continue to work with us, of course, we've got examples of these, but I'm looking forward to seeing you really apply this and what it does to your sense of confidence, your use of time, and your sense of peace about the choices that you're making from a vision and mission and values perspective for your ministry. Thank you.